Welcome to Filecoin Ecosystem Highlight. This is your inside look at the most exciting developments across the Filecoin community. I'm Claire X. Howe, a founding officer of the Filecoin Foundation, and today you'll hear about the breakthroughs, partnerships, and updates shaping the future of decentralized storage. Up first, Stefan, CEO and co-founder of Aave, will introduce Aave Cloud, a platform that delivers enterprise-grade performance, security, and developer tools to help enterprises confidently build on Filecoin.
Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Stefan, CEO of Aave. Here's a quick update on what we've been doing in the last couple of months. As you all know, Aave Network is a data layer for DeepIn AI. And in the last month, we actually have a new product that is built on the Aave Network called Aave Cloud. The Aave Cloud is a hosted version of the Aave stack specifically for enterprises. We did our announcement with the Filecoin ecosystem, the Filecoin Foundation, and we also integrated with Avalanche. Today, we can serve customers through an S3 compatible interface that has 11 nines of durability, 3 nines of availability, with on-chain immutable audit trails and cryptographic proofs, really designed for enterprises that want lower cost, high redundancy, and take the benefits of blockchain primitives, which deliver immutable audit trails and cryptographic hashes. Our new product features that we have released since then include new caching techniques. We've now also increased our performance as we are supporting Snowflake as one of our key use cases, which required high performance requirements. We have encryption, erasure coding, what we call eSID. So everyone's very familiar with SIDs, content addressable hashes. The eSID in our ecosystem is a SID that represents an encrypted and erasure coded content piece. And that's now completely integrated into the Aave stack. On top of that, we have new apps qualified as we continue our efforts in qualifying applications in the Web2 ecosystem. So users can easily point their applications to the Aave endpoint and bring their data sets on chain. One of those applications is Apache Iceberg, a data catalog for data lakes, very heavily used in the enterprise space and also in the open source community to manage large data sets. And we also added DuckDB, rclone, Cloud Mounter, and even an MCP server, all accessible on our docs.aave.xyz. So check it out. And if you really want to check out how it's done outside of the documentation, actually, Bart, our solutions architect, has created really cool demos that you can find on YouTube that demonstrate, for example, how to use Cloud Mounter, how to use Snowflake, and more are coming. And last but not least, we are also on the road. You can find us at multiple events. We are participating in Snowflake events. As you can tell, we are going after enterprise customers. We also participate at Consensus. We participated at ETH Global in Prague. We had 3 winners. Amazing projects, as always, are being built on Aave. First place is Proofs of Inference, Ontology, and through Delnik. Some great tools, great teams that are being built on top of Aave. And you can find us in the next 2 months at ETH Global in India. So please join us there as we are participating in the hackathon, and at Token in Singapore. So meet our founders there, reach out to us. If you want to connect with our ecosystem, participate. As always, you can follow us on YouTube or X. Join us on our Builders Telegram chat, and if you want to store data today, connect with us directly, and we'll help you onboard your data set to Aave. Thank you so much.
Next, Long Fei from Phil Builders will introduce Filecoin Cross-Chain Data Bridge. This breakthrough allows apps on EVM-compatible chains to seamlessly store and verify data on Filecoin. The MVP, built with Avalanche, is just the beginning of making cross-chain storage easier than ever.
Hey everyone, my name is Long Fei, and I work as the solution architect in PhilB, and also known as the Phil Builders. So we are a group of the dev roles providing the professional dev role as a service for Filecoin. I'm really excited to be here and introduce the cross-chain data bridge. So this data bridge will allow applications on any EVM compatible chain to seamlessly store and verify any size of data on Filecoin network without interacting directly with Filecoin and a Filecoin storage provider. And we also successfully launched the data bridge MVP between Filecoin and Avalanche C chain. I think this is a big milestone because it brings together Avalanche high-performance C chain with Filecoin verifiable storage. But as we all know, Avalanche is not a C chain. It's more like a multi-chain network. So we're also planning to integrate Avalanche ICM, which is interchain messaging, into our stack. So all Avalanche L1s will be able to access the Filecoin verifiable storage through that cross-chain data bridge. I think this is going to be exciting for both ecosystems. So stay tuned for more updates to come. And if you like to learn more and wants to build with the data bridge, you can also check out the documents on the Filecoin IO, and you can also join our community on Slack. So if you want to look at documents, and we have it all on the Filecoin document. So if you go on the Filecoin docs, and there's a cross-chain database docs there. So feel free to check in, and if you have any questions, come to the Slack, and then you can find us to ask any questions. Thank you.
Up next, Travis from Sriracha shows us Blue Sky Storage, a decentralized backup system that finally gives Blue Sky users full ownership and portability of their social identity.
My name is Travis Vashon. I am an engineering manager over at Sriracha. We created a product called bsky.storage earlier this year to highlight the potential of our CID-based IPFS-compatible storage system. You may have seen it. We launched it in July, and it's been out. We're getting a few hundred backups every day. Pretty cool. I'm coming in today with just a couple little updates. I want to show off the final production version of what we launched in July, and I just want to get you excited about some stuff we've got coming this fall. So this is the app that you may remember. You are able to pick which of your Blue Sky accounts you'd like to add. You can connect a new Blue Sky account. Obviously, I did that a while ago, and I don't really want to go through that whole OAuth flow right this second. So we'll just leave that one to your imagination. You can also pick a space. I have a lot of spaces in here. Obviously, some of them are testing. And then you can decide whether you want to just back up your repository, which is sort of the metadata about what you've done on Blue Sky and the app protocol in general, or if you want to additionally back up blobs, images, videos, stuff that you uploaded to the app protocol. Pretty exciting stuff, especially when you start to look at the entire ecosystem of different applications that are launching on the app protocol right now. All of it built on top of IPFS's data model, IPLD. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to show you a backup that I already have going. Once you have backups going, we'll take a backup every hour. We'll take a snapshot of your hour and associate that with your backup. These snapshots are explorable. You can actually go in and take a look at the media here. Right, there's no media in this snapshot because actually we don't save any media that you've already saved as part of an earlier snapshot. So sorry, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. But we do give you a page where you can see all of the media you've ever created with a particular backup. This is one of the cool things about our storage system because of CIDs. Of course, we never save the same data twice, which means that we're very efficient in terms of making sure that your data is saved, but not taking up a ton of your data allocation. Finally, the last big thing that we've got in this is the identity manager. The identity manager will let you actually install a recovery key. You can create a new key, save it into 1Password. I'm just going to forget that one for now, but these keys can actually be installed to your AT protocol profile document, basically a DID document, something that tells people about you as a person on the AT protocol, which is what Blue Sky is built on. Using this key, you can actually transfer your identity from the main Blue Sky PDSs to your own PDS, whether that's one that somebody is running for you or one that you're running on your own. And what this really does is make your exit from Blue Sky really credible. Credible exit is a big idea in decentralized networks in general. If you can't credibly exit the solution you're using on a decentralized network, is it really all that decentralized? Our answer is no, and we're really excited to be part of the process of making it really possible for people to build decentralized and powerful structures on Blue Sky. One more thing, we're very excited, obviously, about everything that we've built here. You can see that this transfer identity is behind a feature flag that's coming down soon. We just wanted to make sure that we kind of ironed out as many of the bugs as we could with that. So that'll be there. When you have a backup, I forgot to show you that you can actually restore that backup. That requires logging into your new PDS. Finally, we're very excited about two things coming in the fall. One, we have some integrations that we're exploring with other application developers in the AT protocol ecosystem. That means that if you are using one of the other apps, Flashes, Pink Sky, they're actually a ton that have come out in the past little bit here, Smoke Signal, you can actually use our storage solution to back that data up as well. Finally, we are going to be launching a one-click sign-up process for Straccia. This is actually really exciting because it's not a sort of separate app from our main storage offering. It is actually an improvement to our storage offering. If you're a Blue Sky user with a certain amount of reputation in the ecosystem, we will give you free storage. You'll be able to click a button. It will just log you in using OAuth, the way you do with your Google OAuth or your Facebook OAuth. And once you're in, we will automatically give you a storage allocation. This is going to be the easiest way to sign up for Straccia that we've ever had, and it will hopefully let us really expand this offering to the AT protocol ecosystem. That's all I've got today. I could keep on talking, but we should probably keep it short. Thank you so much, and back to you.
And to wrap it up, Josh Daniels shares a new Pro PGF program that's already funding millions in open source projects, with even bigger opportunities just around the corner.
Oh, hi. My name is Joshua Daniels. I am the lead for the Protocol Labs Filecoin Impact Fund, known as PLFIF. Really wanted to come here to talk about, as part of the roundup, the recent announcement of the awards for our Batch 1 of the Filecoin Pro PGF program. I think just for some background, Pro PGF was launched a little bit earlier this year as a sort of complement to our Retro PGF program. But the idea is that the Protocol Labs Filecoin Public Goods Funding PGF programs are really meant to support projects in the Filecoin ecosystem that are building around open source infrastructure and really sort of primitive and sort of important elements that are needed for the ecosystem to grow, develop, and maintain. And so it's important for us to both have a proactive funding mechanism as well as a retroactive funding mechanism. And so we've launched this Pro PGF program, and we're in the prototyping phase now, and really excited about our Batch 1 results. So just we'll jump into those a little bit. So basically, we had 38 projects apply. And so what this was for a call of projects that are building something on the public goods side that are targeting somewhere in the range of $100,000 to $500,000 in funding needs, and ultimately working on really important things in the ecosystem. And so we launched this in around April of this year. It had 38 projects apply. As part of that, we then shortlisted 23 that went through a pretty comprehensive selection committee review process, which we found to be fairly interesting. As part of that, we identified about 11 selection committee members across the ecosystem, which we put a blog post out about, who have varying skill sets and development sort of expertise. It's important for them to be a part of this process to ensure that they're reviewing projects holistically, but also thinking deeply about sort of the interoperability and the connective nature of those projects. And so through those reviews of the 23 shortlisted projects, we ended up identifying 14 teams. And those 14 teams received a total of $3.6 roughly million in allocated funding. So we're really excited for that. We had budgeted about $4 million, but ultimately came under budget for that, which I think ultimately was efficient. And so we have a blog post that'll be linked in the roundup there. You can see the specific teams that were funded. They run sort of the gambit of a team that's developing sort of an interesting MPC server. There's also a team that's thinking about developing sort of a vault structure. And then we had some teams that were doing some really crucial things in the ecosystem, like IP&I, Curio, as well as CDI Gravity Gateway, which is really building out the Phil CDN product offering. An important thing to talk about is what's next for ProPGF. So as I said, we're in our prototyping phase now. We're launching our second batch in October. So we'll have an open call for additional projects to come as part of that. And we'll look to really kind of amplify that a bit more in the ecosystem. We're also going to be doing a retro a little bit later this month, where we'll be publishing our results of sort of what we learned from batch 1 and how that'll inform batch 2 going forward. And then also for complementary to ProPGF, we'll also be launching batch 3 of the Retro PGF program at the end of September. So there will be more thoughts coming out around that. For those that are interested in learning more about ProPGF or PLFIF generally, you can reach out to myself directly on Filecoin Slack or via email. My email will be linked in the roundup as well. But also you can go to our hashtag ProPGF chat in the Filecoin Slack and drop your questions or thoughts there. We'll be looking for additional selection committee members as well as part of this next batch. And so really excited for folks to get involved. But again, we're really excited for the results of this first batch and really keen to see what these 14 teams start to develop as they move forward. Thanks.
The Filecoin ecosystem is growing fast with fresh tools, bold collaborations, and innovative projects launching every month. We'll love for you to be a part of it, and here's how. There's many gatherings with the Filecoin community happening this quarter. From September 29th to October 3rd in Singapore, join the Filecoin and Protocol Labs network during Token 2049 for our network co-working hub to connect, collaborate, and work. And also join us for our APAC Filecoin Storage Provider Meetup on September 30th, which will feature key network updates, peer insights, and opportunities to help shape the future of decentralized storage. Then from October 7th through October 23rd, join us for Filecoin Dev Summit virtual sessions, where speakers will pitch hard problems and solutions to define Filecoin's future. On October 15th, we celebrate 5 years of Filecoin mainnet with special announcements and activations across the ecosystem. This is a milestone you won't want to miss. And closing out the season, Phil Buenos Aires includes various Filecoin ecosystem events happening alongside Dev Connect in November, including the 7th in-person Filecoin Dev Summit from November 13th through 15th, bringing together global builders and innovators of DePIN. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the next Filecoin ecosystem highlight.